Welcome everybody to another episode of chicanXperience. Thank you. We just watched almost an hour set by Weapons of Mass Creation. Wonderful set, guys. Thank y'all for coming out to Riverside, representing. If you don't know about Weapons of Mass Creation, they're out of Orange County. Anaheim is mostly the hub, if I got that correct, and y'all could let me know. But it's an eclectic group. We got different facets of life, and I know that some of y'all are related to, and so we can get into that. We'll do an introduction with everybody just kind of saying what they do and their place in the group, your names as well, and everything, obviously. So yeah, let's get it going.
Yo, what up? I'm Mo Buddha. I rap, produce, play drums, and yeah, that's basically it. Some of the videos are by me too.
What's up, y'all? My name is Sally. I rap.
That was a crazy ass look.
He said mom spaghetti.
Yo, my name is Luis. I do guitar and vocals.
Yo, my name is Silas. I sing, I do a little perks, and I play the sax.
Hey. What's up, y'all? It's Jules. I'm a vocalist and a rapper, and I'm also the coolest one of the group. So that's the other one.
Wow.
Coolest.
She said she's a prude.
Cool. I don't know if y'all heard that.
Excuse me, sorry. What's up, y'all? It's Jacob, singer, songwriter, bass. Basser. Just keep going on. Singer, songwriter, husband beater wearer, a little bit of guitar, you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
No, what up? I go by Crudo. I mean, I do a lot of shit, but I play the piano on stage a little bit. Keyboard, I'd say keyboard because, you know. Production a little bit. What else? Editor, a little directing, a little
Color grader.
beer, or everything for
Yeah, producer, all that shit.
Yo, CQ. I'm an MC. Yes, sir. And we out here. You already know you got Weapons of Mass Creation in the building, y'all.
Thank you, guys. Thank you for all those intros. We're making it work. We got one mic, but you know they're working with me, so I appreciate it. Yeah, that's it. I took it literally. Yeah, that's right. That was the bar. I like it. Yeah. I took it literally. So you know. First question is, I've heard y'all say that really doing the art that y'all do is really about for the sake of the art, for really being creative and everything. And so, thinking about money is not really kind of what y'all is your objective here, right? But with that being said, how do you define success in what y'all do? And that could go to whoever wants to take that question. So how do you define success in your realm?
Damn, success. Well, I guess it's not necessarily that, like, I don't know, a lot of people say, like, oh, I'm not in it for the money. I guess that does make sense in a sense because, like, I'm over here, like, every day that I work, I'm like, I need to get paid for it, because I do it because I do the work that I do because I love it. But obviously, the ultimate goal is to be able to be, like, self-sufficient through music where I don't necessarily have to rely on another fucking, like, source of income. It could just be straight from the creativity that I have. So, yeah, I think that would be success for me. It's not necessarily, like, fucking, I don't know, too, like, specific. I just need to be able to pay my bills, basically. Yeah. That's basically, yeah.
So I recently been actually asking myself this because it's been a thing about what success kind of means and how we get there, So I think for me, it's being able to kind of align, I guess, a little bit of that, like that vision of being able to imagine a better world for like ourselves and the folks that we love and the populations that support us, and being able to align that with our reality. And I think music kind of gives us a little bit of both the worlds, where when we write and we make music, we're kind of, in a way, venting, but also kind of painting the picture we want for our futures. So I think that when those two things align, I think we're going to find this moment where we're like, music essentially will give us a little bit of both those things,
I think I was talking to someone a while ago, and I was telling them that people say I love music and I don't need to get paid for it. And you can keep saying that, but it gets to a point when it's like, you're going to say that when you're 35 and all you're doing is music and you can't pay rent. You know, I think we as artists have to find a balance of like, just because I love it and I would do it without getting paid, like Crudo said, that's not the reality in the world we live in. Like, I can be an anti-capitalist all I want, but how am I going to live off that in a world that's anti-capitalist? That's a capitalist world, excuse me. So I think it's like, as artists, we kind of have to make a compromise, and it's difficult when you have a certain mindset and a certain view of the establishment, but you also need to survive. And I think for all of us, I don't want to speak for everyone, but I'm pretty sure we're like, we need to survive. And making music is also like finagling our way in a system where then we can use that as a platform to try to dismantle the things that we don't want to be a part of, but we almost need to be a part of in order to just live. And I think that's for anyone, right? Doing podcasts, being whatever you want to be, you know, you have to figure out a way to survive off it. So I think success is like being able to come to terms with yourself and being recognized not as an individual person, but recognized for your talent. And unfortunately, in the world we live in, that also means being recognized by money, realistically, but still through art. For me, at least, you know.
No, that was a fire answer. Thank you, guys. That's a very thoughtful answer. I appreciate it. You're the deep one in the group. I can see that. That's pretty cool. Yeah. No, honestly, I saw you guys' interview on the Rodriguez show. Did I get that right? It was a really good interview, and I did like a lot of your answers, brother. So I appreciate that. So your group represents a collaboration between Black and brown folks, you know, folks from different backgrounds. And, you know, I wanted to know, you know, with kind of being a champion of that and also coming from neighborhoods that may have tension between those two communities, do you ever have to come across any ignorance or any backlash in some way? And how do you navigate that? Right. Let's talk on it. Because yeah.
That's the one we all knew right away.
Well, I mean, even within like our own families, you know, we come from a Latino family, so like even within that, it doesn't even have to go as far to be like, oh, when the waifus come around and shit. Obviously, the waifus are always problematic too, but like there's a lot of Latino foods out there that be tripping off Black foods and shit, you know, and like these foods are Afro Latino too, so it's not just like they're fucking like. They can't understand the culture and shit behind it, so they understand everything and they're still alienated in that sense and shit. So like even within our own immediate fucking family, we have to deal with that on a daily basis. So like yeah, but for sure, like we dealt with it on I haven't dealt with it, you know. I've seen it. These who's have dealt with it, like my fault, yeah. But yeah, I could pass it on from there.
Yeah, I can say it real quick. So, and it's crazy because it wasn't necessarily directed at me, but as a Black person, it automatically involves me. But we had a show. There was a person of a very there's a person who was there that was supporting us, and they were drinking, they were shouting for us, and it was, you know, it's so interesting the disconnect that people have because they're supporting us. Show ends. This person has been drinking the whole time. They're drunk. It's a Latino person, a Latinx man. At the time, a non-Black Latinx man. One of our cousin's sister. Their sister, their partner at the time was a Black man, African American Black. So this guy who was drinking ends up. We ask him to like leave because he's being kind of, you know, rowdy, and Jabril, who was our the boyfriend at the time, he was running security for us. This guy ends up calling him the N-word and just getting really like ignorant, and it's just like that disconnect that is like you can be on there and like champion when we're saying these things we're saying, but you still in your day-to-day life the way you view Black people is a certain way. So it's like people, and that I think that was a microcosm of like a bigger issue is like. Sometimes we might not see it to us directly, but those same like Latinx folks, especially in like the soul D scene and like super like you're saying, you know, that divided culture because a lot of times we play in LA, and LA is a very like bifurcated area. It's very black and brown. It's like those folks might not always gravitate towards me and my brother, but they're gonna say what's up to these fools. And I've seen that plenty of times where it's like I'm very quiet in those situations, but I notice right away, and I'll tell them after. It's like, oh, that fool didn't even say what's up to me. And it's like, I, as a black person who's lived that for 30 years, I know when it's, you know, connected to that. I can tell when some fools being like, oh, like, I don't really want to talk to the black fool, I'm going to talk to these fools, you know? And they're very, like, dismissive. And, yeah, you know, I don't think, like, as, I wouldn't say music-wise, me and my brother have experienced it very, like, directly in the sense where, like, it's been violent or super disrespectful, but we've experienced it very much in like microaggressions and by proxy, seeing how people that are our fans and support our culture and our ideas then go on to like espouse this freaking epithets and negative like language towards us and shit. Well, you like that? You like that one? You like that one? Epithets, it's slurs. You like that? Hey. Yeah. It's second nature. It's second nature.
Yeah. You had me at bifurcated. I was like, bifurcated. Damn, bifurcated. Yeah. Oh, he's trying to get in. Oh, what's up? What happened? What happened? Let's get him introduced. You want to introduce yourself, bro?
I'm Jeff. I go by Haiku, part of Weapons Mass Creation. Just happy to be here. What's up? Oh yeah, I play the synth too, and I'm a producer and a DJ, and I'm just a fucking creative and a good vibe. And I'm a dog.
They gave you a nice introduction. I think we kind of touched on what my next question was, which is just kind of the gap between some of your audiences. Some may be a little bit more educated than others, or more hip to certain things, or just more empathetic than others, right? If I can, I do want to ask some questions for you, Jules. And I said that right? So I just wanted to know. So I heard about your guys' story about everybody learning to play instruments and everything, but like singing, and I didn't know how many of y'all actually sing, but singing is a different thing. Like, when did you know you were good at singing and kind of picking it up, you know? And you know, if y'all, the rest of the singers want to pick that up too, you can. That's too.
Well,
I learned how to sing with auto.
that helps. Singing wasn't nothing like super prevalent in my life, so I say like more in my adulthood. But I remember as early as like 3 years old learning songs with my mom, you know, like singing in the bathroom. And my mom always, maybe she was just hyping me up because she's my mom, but she's like, you sound so good, you know what you're doing. And I'm like feeling myself. But I think I became kind of self-aware about at least like my like desire to sing and feeling like, oh, I'm not that bad at it. Maybe like around 6th grade, I tried out for this like a talent / pageantry. And we had to like audition with the song. And the judges loved me, and they were like, you know, hyping me up. So I was like, oh, you know, I'm not that bad. I dropped out of the pageantry because it was just a little bit weird. It was just, yeah, it was too like. What'd you sing? I did like a Julieta Venegas song. No, but I auditioned with Trio Los Panchos song. They loved that. They ate it up. I was like, okay, for sure. But I would say I started actually writing raps first, like in beginning of high school. And then I started realizing that I like to also sing, but I didn't get into it till probably like first year of college. So probably later in my life is when I started taking it serious. But I mean, also I was a heavy smoker. I was hitting blunts like crazy. I was not taking care of my voice. For me, it was like I didn't realize like I had to take care of it to like make it work well. So I kind of just did it out of like, oh, it's fun. You know, I'm making music with my brothers. It's awesome. Great, but I'm fucking my shit up at the same time, you know? So I would say within like the last 5 years, I'm like, all right, like I got to take this serious. I got to take care of it. If maybe I could get lessons, you know what I'm saying? And I think that was around the time that I started really like training myself, you know? Because none of us, for the most part, are classically trained or taking lessons for things. Just no training, yeah. So we really just, you know, we raw dogging this music shit. We just.
First song was Ave Maria.
I did sing Ave Maria at a funeral. That was crazy. That's when I was like, oh, I'm kind of a good singer. I'm getting hit up for funerals, you know? Yeah, that was Liza. Rest in peace, Liza. Yeah, I sang at her funeral. Yeah, so it's been a journey, but I would say very recently. For sure, adulthood is when I was like, okay, you know, I got to take care of myself, and I really take this seriously, and I feel like I can make something of this, you know? That's great. Yeah.
Yeah. That's kind of a lesson too, though. Like you did Trio de los Panchos, and I mean, knowing your audience, that's kind of one thing, you know, like you might have won them over off of that.